Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? I hope everyone had a great weekend. I know I roommates heard great time. Didn't do too much. Watched the city game. Yeah, that's about it. And kind of a shit ass circle. As per usual, starts off with a lot of gulags. Let me know what you think of the Orchard's Bone series. Seems to be pretty cool. Well, I seem to like it so far. Feel like it could be a little better, but yeah, it's my first story outside of D&D that I'm doing.
Chapter 2. Ash in the Veins. Cale awoke, gasping. The mist was thicker now, curling in cold fingers. His mouth burned with the aftertaste of the soul fruit. Sweetness curdled into rot. He stumbled back, wiping his chin, heart hammering in his chest. The was gone. Only the trees remained, standing silent and watchful. The orchard felt closer now, the silver trunks leaning toward him as if listening, as if waiting for something more. Run, whispered a voice, not his own, in the back of his mind. He did. Mud sucked at his boots as he scrambled away, heart thudding against his ribs. Every step pulled the memory deeper into him. The battlefield, the blood, the broken bones. They clung to his skin like smoke. It wasn't until he cleared the last fence post that he realized he wasn't alone. A figure stood by the tree line, half shrouded in the mist. Tattered, face shadowed, watching. Cale froze, breath catching. He didn't wait to find out more. He sprinted downhill toward Barrowmere, not daring to look back. By the time he reached the village outskirts, his lungs were raw, and his legs barely obeyed him. He collapsed behind old Marin's shed, sucking in damp, shallow breaths. "You're marked now," said the voice again, calmer this time, almost familiar. What are you?" Cale hissed under his breath, clutching his head. The answer came not in words, but in memory. A glimpse of a man with a weathered face, and a sword notched from countless battles. The man's name hovered on the edge of Cale's mind, like a half-forgotten song. "You bear the memory of Aaron Vey, the last gentleman, Aaron Vey." Cale didn't know the name, but something deep in his bones remembered. A low rumble rolled across the village, the first warning growl of the Cale pushed himself upright, just as a hand clamped over his mouth from behind. "Farm boy," a woman's voice hissed. "Unless you want every bone warden from here to the shattered coast on you." She released him with a shove. Cale spun around to find a tall woman with short, cropped black hair and a battered leather coat. A pair of
That's the
curved
same
daggers
time,
hung
I'm
from
good.
her belt, and a long, jagged scar ran from her ear to the corner of her mouth. Lyra Vex. He didn't know her name yet, but soon he would. She jerked her head toward the
Gas
woods.
is inbound. Marking new
They'll have
safe
felt
zone.
it when you bit the fruit. We need to move. Cale hesitated, every instinct screaming to bolt in the opposite direction. Lyra rolled her eyes. Fine, stay here. Let them carve you open and string your guts from the well house. See if I care. She turned and strode into the mist. Cale looked back toward the village, toward the safety of hearth fires and familiar faces. And he remembered the battlefield. The gold-armored man screaming. The gods warring above. With a curse, Cale sprinted after her. The Hollowlands swallowed them both. Chapter 3. The Bone Warden's Hunt. The woods beyond Barrowmere were a tangled snarl of thorns and crooked trees. But Lyra moved through them like a hawk through
Wow,
mist.
that was a delay.
Cale stumbled after her, catching on every bramble and root, his breath coming in ragged gasps. Keep up! Lyra snapped over her shoulder.
Let's fucking
Or
go.
die tired. Cale gritted his teeth and pushed harder. Questions burned his tongue. Who are you? What's happening? What did I do? But something
Come
in the
on,
way
you
she moved,
can't be serious
all
right
sharp
now.
edges and urgency, told him there was no time.
Die because of
Not
this.
yet. Behind them, a horn sounded. Low. Groaned the dying beast. Cale flinched. What? Bone Wardens, Lyra said grimly. They're coming. He risked a glance back. Through the mist, shapes emerged. Figures in dark, heavy cloaks. Faces hidden behind bone-white masks, carved into grim visages. Each carried a staff tipped with an iron hook, and where they walked, the mist hurtled black. One of them raised their staff. The horn blew again. Lyra grabbed Cale by the wrist. No more sightseeing. They plunged deeper into the woods. Branches clawed at them, roots tried to trip them, and always the sound of pursuit grew closer. The Bone Wardens didn't run. They simply advanced. Relentless. Inevitable. Cale's legs were jelly by the time Lyra pulled him behind the gnarled trunk of a hollowed-out oak. She pressed a finger to her lips, her eyes sharp and warning. They waited. The mist swirled. Boots crunched nearby, too close. Cale clamped a hand over his own mouth, forcing himself not to breathe too loud, not to move. A Bone Warden passed. Faces turned this way and that, as if sniffing the air for the scent of him. Cale squeezed his eyes shut.
Enemy airstrike in the
In his
area.
mind, he saw the battlefield again. Saw himself slipping through enemy ranks
The
like a
enemy is
shadow.
no longer tracked. You lost
Remember,
them.
whispered Aaron's voice inside him, you are not prey. You are the storm they forgot. A branch cracked underfoot. Cale's eyes flew open to see one of the Bone Wardens turning, mask tilting in their direction. Without thinking, he snatched a rock from the ground and hurled it into the trees opposite. It struck with a sharp thwack. The Bone Warden's head snapped toward the sound. With a gesture, they and two others melted into the mist, following the false trail. Lyra let out a slow, impressed breath. Not bad, farm boy, she whispered. Then, grabbing his collar, she hauled him to his feet. Come on, before they realize they've been played. They didn't stop running until the land dipped into a dry riverbed, shielded by weeping willows whose long arms brushed the ground like mourning women. Here, Lyra finally allowed herself to breathe and to speak. You're lucky, she said, slumping against a boulder. Lucky I was nearby. Lucky they didn't drag you straight back to the orchard to have your soul crushed like a rotten apple. Cale dropped onto the ground, chest heaving. I didn't know. I just wanted the goat. Lyra gave him a look so flat it could have paved a road. "You ate a soul fruit," she said, voice low and fierce. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" Cale shook his head, shame prickling his skin. She laughed bitterly. "Of course you don't. You're a child playing with matches in a powder house, and now you've set the whole damn lands alight."
Enemy dropping
She
into
stood,
the AR.
pacing. "The door won't until you're dead or worse. The god beneath the orchard will wake if you let it, and every rotten little kingdom from here to the Iron Teeth will fall if we don't stop it." Cale swallowed hard. "Then tell me what to do." Lyra stopped, turned. For the first time, she looked at him. Not just some stupid boy, but something more. "You have a choice," she said. "We can run, hide, pretend none of this happened until they catch us." She stepped closer. "Or you can listen to the voice in your head. Listen to the dead. Pick up the pieces of the world forgotten by time." She held out a hand. "Choose, Cale Renan. Are you a Her eyes gleamed with something fierce and terrible. Or are you the last hope of the Hollowlands?"
Alrighty, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you guys on the stream. And as always, don't let things weigh you down.
Get down, frag.
Target